School Board to order. Everybody please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Attention. Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Presentation.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, at this time we would like to announce the Scott County Schools November Volunteers of the Month, and also the Scott County Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month. As always, we're ever so thankful for the time and efforts and donations that our volunteers of the month give for Scott County Schools. From Birchville Elementary, Ann Terry. Fairview Elementary, Dudley Harness. Huntsville Elementary, Johnny and Christina Russ. Huntsville Middle, Ashley Risden. Robbins Elementary, Alicia Martin. Scott High School, Patricia Hall. And Winfield Elementary, Mary King and Christy Phillips. Also at this time, Mr. Chairman, would like to announce we actually have two students this time. We have the October and the November Student of the Month. I'll do October's Student of the Month first. Jaya West volunteers to help, she is the October Student of the Month. She volunteers to help cross country in the fall and is a member of the track team in the spring. She also volunteered to help during parent-teacher conferences this year. Jaya is funny, creative, and hardworking. She is also extremely supportive of her friends, teammates, and even teachers. Jaya takes honors classes at SHS and is a good student and person all around. The November Stand Student of the Month is David Wood. David is a versatile student. He's excelling in both his coursework as well as his dual information technology class at TCAT. David has been described by his teachers as both polite and a worker. His teachers have also said they participate in class and does everything asked of him. So, Mr. Hammy, if you will come get these for your students. Absolutely. Give those to them tomorrow, please. Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, that concludes the presentation for the Student and Volunteers of the Month.
Thank you. Any principals need to report? Nothing? Okay. Move on to item 6.
I got to get that report. Number 5. There.
Director of Schools report.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Not a lot, guys, to report. We'd like to announce that next week we will be observing a Thanksgiving break, so we'll have school on Tuesday. We'll be off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week to observe the Thanksgiving holiday. Quick reminder that our winter sports in all schools have begun. Middle schools have started the first of the month. I think the Scott High girls had their first basketball game on this past Tuesday, and the Scott High boys are traveling, as we're speaking, probably to Sale Creek High School in Chattanooga, Tennessee, to play 2 games tonight. So basketball is underway, both the middle and the high schools. Also, a quick reminder to the principals that we'll have a principals meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'd like to wish everyone a tremendous Thanksgiving break. Be safe. Enjoy your time. Enjoy the time with your families. Take the well-needed rest and come back ready to go and finish the first semester. And guys, that's all I have, unless y'all have questions for me.
Okay, brings us to item 6. In accordance with board policy number 1.403, the Scott County Board of Education should adopt an agenda for all items to be acted upon during the regular monthly meeting of November 17th, 2022. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? If not, vote on roll call.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Item 7, in accordance with the Scott County School Board of Education, policy number 4.403, the Board of Education may include routine and non-controversial items on a consent agenda, which may be adopted by a single vote without discussion. Any item on the consent agenda may be removed and placed on the regular agenda for further consideration at the request of any board member. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, let's vote on roll call.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Okay, Item 8A,
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Terry? I checked you off. No, sorry.
okay. Board approval is necessary to continue the Scott County School System's membership in the Clinch Powell Educational Cooperative for the 2022-2023 school year. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any discussion? If not, vote on roll call.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Brings us up to 8B, Tennessee Code annotated section 49-1-101 through 49-6-201 prescribes curricula and regulations, rules and regulations, which govern all public school grades K through 12. Board approval is needed to submit the 2023 compliance report. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. Any discussion? If not, vote on roll call.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Item 8C, board approval is needed for out-of-state overnight school trips. I need to read them.
Depends on what the board wants you to do.
Y'all need to hear all the trips or,
They're listed.
okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
So Huntsville and Elementary Band's going to Orlando?
So they're asking for permission.
Okay.
It'll be about $900 per person.
Y'all raising their own
What are they?
money?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all raise your own money?
Raising our money?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's I just want to say, I think that's a fantastic opportunity, and I think it's fantastic that they are going to represent our county. Good for them.
Yeah. I think it's good for our kids to go and cool.
Okay.
How many's going, do you know, Bill?
Not offhand, I think 30. I think it's kind of what she's looking at, but could be a little less.
Well, she'll have.
She'll have chaperones.
Okay.
She'll take care of everything. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Need to vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
All right, item 8D, in pursuant to board policy number 2.201, the Scott County Board of Education needs to approve budget amendments required to balance the budget for the fiscal year 2022-2023. This action will allow funds to be applied to areas of the budget that lack sufficient funds to complete the school year. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, then vote on roll call.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Brings us to item 8E. Scott County Board of Education would like to give a one-time bonus to all paraprofessionals.
I'll make a motion and we'll discuss it.
Second.
What's the amount?
$500. It should have been on there.
That's what I wanted.
I'll stay with my motion.
Just stay with his motion.
Any other discussion? If not, let's start on roll call.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Item 8F, in accordance with Scott County Board of Education Policy number 2.806 concerning bids and quotations, all purchases of supplies, materials, equipment, and contractual services in excess of $25,000 shall be based on competitive bids. That's going to include the asphalt for Robbins Elementary and school psychologist under the AWARE program being paid. Okay. Any discussion?
So how many bids do they have to get?
One minimum,
Okay,
yeah. So,
all right.
Okay. Vote on roll call.
gotta get a motion second, Coach.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me have a motion, please.
I'll make a
Motion.
motion. Go ahead.
Motion.
I'll second.
Second. Now, vote on roll call.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Item 8G, board approval is needed to create a new position which will allow us to have more effectively meet the academic program need of our school system. A new position is a behavior teacher, social worker to be paid under the AWARE grant.
Motion.
I'll second.
Vote on roll call.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Item 8H, Scott County government is going to bid for repair of the track at Scott High School. They request that the Board of Education pay for half. Do I have any discussion on this?
Have any idea what half is?
Our half will be $135,000. Okay? It came in, I know we had a quote, I think there was two bids. One bid came in at $270, one bid came in at $325, but the second bidder was, did not meet all those specs that was put forth in the bid. So they award the bid to, Coach Shannon, what's the group's name? You're-
Baseline.
Who?
Baseline.
Baseline Athletics. So our half will be $135,000.
Motion. Second.
Vote on roll call.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Okay, item 8.1, the Scott County Board of Education and Director of Schools, Bill Hall, desire to meet to discuss and possibly negotiate a new director's contract. The current director's contract expires on June 30th, 2023. Now, give Mr.
And I don't want to jump the gun, but I just wanted to stress that this is if the board were to approve this, we need to choose a time. Of course, it would be here at the Board of Education. It's very important and imperative that all board members attend this meeting. but we need to choose a date and time. And I know that we had preliminarily discussed maybe sometime during the week after Thanksgiving. I know that the next work session is the 29th, is that right?
Yes.
So that would be Tuesday. I can be available anytime during that week. But like I said, we need to make sure that all board members are present.
Do we need to table this?
No.
The 29th.
29th is a Tuesday.
Meeting during the day.
At 4:30.
It's,
We have a work session on the 29th on Tuesday.
So you want to do it before?
Let's do the 28th.
I would prefer to do the 28th,
28th,
if
At
possible.
what time?
what
I
time
got
will you
work-
be available?
I got work that day. I don't get off till 4.
Well, let's do
What time
it,
you be here?
and do it in the evening.
Yes, I can do it in the evening.
5:30?
If I'm not on something.
5:30, 6 o'clock?
5.
Just
5 o'clock.
don't make any arrests, okay?
So we're gonna go with Monday, the 28th at 5?
Do you want to do it later than that, just in case?
I'm good. If I see that I'm gonna be out, I can always call. I mean, that's something I can't predict. I'm off on that Wednesday. Or
It doesn't have to be Monday.
What is that?
You like Wednesday better?
I'm off that day. I'm off I'm off on the 21st and 22nd too, that Monday and Tuesday. I know that's before.
I mean, it's really up to you. I mean,
I'm
I'll
fine with
make,
that.
Tuesday'd be better for me on that week. I couldn't Monday, 21st.
Tuesday, the 22nd,
Tuesday, 22nd, I could, yes.
During the day?
I'm off that day, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter to
okay.
me.
What time?
What time could you come? 10?
How about 12 or 1? 1 o'clock? I'm driving in from Nashville. So. We're gonna meet here. How about
we
lunch?
would do,
So you buying lunch?
Tuesday the 22nd?
So Tuesday, the 22nd. At what time?
What time can you be here, John?
I can be here at 1 o'clock. if
1
that-
o'clock?
Does that give you time to get
Yes.
back?
I'll make that.
Okay, Tuesday, the 22nd at 1 p.m.
And I mean, if that's okay with the board, we would need a motion and a second to approve that.
Motion.
Vote on roll. Those are Kim second.
Yes.
Or was it Angie?
Angie.
I thought that was Kim.
Miss Terry,
Ah,
Miss King,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley, Dr. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Silcox,
Aye.
Miss Sharp,
ah.
Miss Kidd.
Aye.
I hate to do this. I just thought of something. First National Bank is having their grand opening at noon on that day.
How about 4:30 on that day? Is that okay?
Could you change that? Because
She can't.
you can't.
I'll start teaching.
What time
4.
could we do it?
How long is there open for
How
life?
about Monday? How about that Monday?
12 to 2,
Bills at Nashville.
I'll be in Nashville on that day.
Yeah.
Last 2 o'clock, John.
12 to 2. I could leave early though.
2 o'clock?
We could say 2
2
o'clock.
o'clock? 2 o'clock. There we go.
Would that work? 2 o'clock?
Was it gonna be 2 hours?
Hmm.
2 hours? 3?
Yeah.
If we don't finish, we can always continue it.
Okay.
2:30.
All right.
It generally don't take 2 hours.
What time? 2:30?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. 2:30. All right. 2:30.
2:30.
Tuesday the 22nd.
Yes. Okay.
So what do we do with
If everybody's okay, we'll just change the time and go with what's been voted.
So we'll just skip this one.
It's this Tuesday.
Yeah.
We voted already
Original.
on the other time.
We just changed the
Can
time.
we rescind our motion?
Next week.
I'm sorry.
It's late.
Gotta work around.
Well, I've gotta work around everybody's schedule.
Something going on.
Need to move on to item 8J. Approval is needed for the private bus run contracts.
That's personal cars, right?
What's that?
Is that someone's personal car?
Yes, we cannot get the bus there,
Right.
so we pay them the mileage from there and home, so transport.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd,
Aye.
Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Mr. Silcock.
Do I have a motion for?
We got a motion and a second.
And a second.
Wait on your vote.
Roll call.
Ms. Terry,
Aye.
Ms. King,
Aye.
Mr. Stanley,
Aye.
Dr. Murphy,
Aye.
Mr. Silcock, Ms. Sharp,
Aye.
Ms. Kidd.
Aye.